Hey y'all, we are doing a review and kind of a tutorial with the Revolution Roxi palette. This is the Roxxsaurus Ride or Dye palette, 18 Ultra Professional Pigments. Okay, so this actually doesn't say that it's an eyeshadow palette. Okay, so some of these are pressed pigments. There's the No Eye Safe pressed pigments, which are the shades 17, 18, 3, 5, and 13, and 14, I believe. But yeah, just look on the back of your palette. It looks like this. Very, very pretty kind of gold packaging. Beautiful pink writing on it. Looks like this. Has a nice big mirror. And all these beautiful shades. It reminds me a lot of the Emily Noel palette, which I love. The only thing I didn't like about that was the shimmers were just shimmers. They weren't metallics. They weren't boom in your face. You guys will see how I feel about these when we get into the video. So if you want to know my thoughts on this palette, then subscribe, click the bell, and let's get into it. Alright, I'm going to take Pumpkin and we're going to put it right into the upper crease area. And you guys, I am so flustered right now. I placed a huge Ulta order with this palette and it was supposed to be here Thursday. It didn't get here till Monday, which is today. And so I start going through everything and I ordered this one and the Rachel Leary palette. I had a request for both of these palettes and it wasn't in there. So I called and they're like, okay, well, we'll just send it right out to you. Well, it is out of stock. So I won't be reviewing that, unfortunately, but we still have this beauty and that is what we're doing today. But I am so flustered and just frustrated with Ulta. Like, I have dealt with them for years. I have always had really good experiences with them. This is the second time in the last month that they have forgotten to put something in my box. Like, how, what? I don't know. It's ridiculous. So I built that up just a little bit. I didn't want it to be too prominent, but that shade was beautiful, blended beautifully, no issues. Now, yellow is a very hard color, so we are going to try Honey right here. And I'm doing a foundation review. I haven't put bronzer on my neck yet, so don't judge me, you guys, okay? Don't judge me yet. So I am going in with a Royal and Langnickel medium eye shader, and I'm going to pack this on the lid, or try to. Alright, we're getting somewhere now, we're getting somewhere. But it's so dark. That's my issue with so many yellows. They're pretty dark, but then they don't blend very well in the crease. So I'd rather have them on the lid. But it's not bad. I'm going to take that just a little bit up to the crease. And then I'm going to dust off that brush and we're going in with Ariel right here. Same thing, packing that on the lid. Ooh, this shade is pretty. See how much easier that packed on? I hope this wasn't in front of my face, you guys. But like this just packs on so much easier than a yellow. I'm going to take little tiny Morphe M507 with the pink shade and just blend it up into the crease just a little bit. Now, to show you guys these shimmers in here, there's several metallics and oh my gosh, are they beautiful. I'm sorry, as soon as I got it, I had to swatch some. So, we are going to go in with Yes right here. Take that on our finger and just pat it right in between the two shades. Okay, it's on my finger, but it's not coming off on my eye. But you see it there. That's so weird. All right, let me not dig in as much. Like, let me do a super light layer. All right, I'm gonna show you guys this. I'm doing this pretty gently because it feels kind of wet. It is on my finger, but now when I tap, tap, tap it, there's like hardly anything coming off. Like nothing. All right, well, the tapping motion doesn't work. You have to swipe it. When you swipe it, it shows up. All right, let's try the unicorn shade. All right, it comes off a little bit. I don't know. That's so weird. I didn't want to use gold, but we're gonna go in with Shook right here. All right, these do not work good with fingers or kind of brushes. Maybe if you did a full swipe on your lid, that would work, but no. All right, I'm gonna get this Yas shade again, finger on my other hand, and I'm gonna try swiping on this eye. All right, so when you swipe, it does show up a little bit, but it's not great. Like, these swatches are beautiful, but it's like it's packed so hard in there. Like, it's just not good. I've never seen that before. Let's try Cranberry. This one feels a little bit different. That one works a little bit better. It's still not great. Like, I wanted just a pop of color there, but we are not. It's like just where you set it down, like it doesn't want to move. Let's try one of these others that seem more like shimmer shades as opposed to metallics. Like, let's go with this guy. And let's dot it. Tap, tap, tap. There we go, a little bit. Okay, I can tell you for certain, I don't like these shimmers. I don't like these metallics at all. The mattes I've used have been pretty good, but no, I'm not a fan. Like, I can go ahead and tell you this is a pass for me, because if you can't use the shimmer shades in multiple different ways, then I don't want the palette. I don't want to have to grab a different palette to make this work. And normally the mattes are much harder, but the mattes that I've used are really, really good. It's the shimmers that don't work well. I don't know, you guys, but no, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this. I'm actually not even going to do this eye because I'm going to remove this. We've tried so many shades that it looks horrible. So I'm not going to. Let me grab this Shook shade. We'll try swiping it on the lid. Like, they swatch so pretty, but then when you go to apply it to the eye, it's like there's hardly anything there. You can see it. Swiping does show up. Let me get a wet brush. We'll go in with Unicorn. Holy cow. We're gonna dust this off. And let's try it dry. All right, a brush works. Let's try this other side. A brush works way better, but there's a lot on my brush, a lot. All right, let me clean that off. I'm gonna grab that Yas shade. It's like it's so wet, you have to really dig into the palette. Like, you can see there where I've dug into it, there's an actual dent. All right, let's, yeah, see? It totally went on there. Like, you can see it on the lid now. That doesn't change anything for me. I normally like my fingers. I don't want to have to dig into a palette and try to make things work. That's the whole thing. Like, I just want them to work. I don't want to have to use a specific kind of brush where you have to dig into it. I'm just not a fan, you guys. So I'm going to remove this. I'm sorry this was negative. It's a very pretty palette. I had full intentions of, you know, doing both eyes and coming back and loving this palette. It's beautiful. But I'm sorry, this is a miss for me. That's why I don't even have all of my makeup on. But yeah, it's a total miss. There was definitely some fallout. I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry. But I want you to know my honest opinion. And this one wasn't it for me. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in my next one. Bye, guys.